I want to thank you for tuning in. I am going to go over some information that I teach in my classes and also on my one-on-one sessions that I do with people. Um, I'm just wanting to make it available for those people online that live out of town and actually can't attend some of the classes. Just where they're available and they have all the information that they need. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. A lot of the times in the classes, I do like to give out a few handouts and things that people can actually take home. Some of you guys I have actually mailed this information to you guys before, and so you guys will have it, so that way you can go get that while you're going over all of the papers and everything that I'm going to talk to you about. You will have that available. That way it can make it easier and you can kind of see what I'm looking at. But I can also hold it up to the screen so that way any of those if you don't have it, you can look at it that way. And you can also request it, and I will send you that along with if you guys need any samples or something. I can get you some samples to try out as the products because I always say that before you actually use something, and in order for you to love something, you have to try it first. Nobody wants to just buy stuff without knowing what it is. And I'm actually not even wanting people to buy, I just want natural health. And support for natural health as well. So what we'll do is go ahead and get started, just going over some general basic information that you guys would help. One of the first things that is in the packet of papers that I either mail to you or can mail to you, and this will be one of these cards. It says Modern Essentials, and it is one of the reference cards. And on the card, you'll see that on the right side of it, you'll see a list of minor elements, and in the middle, you'll see a list of different oils that go with that. Now, as you can see, some of them, they list 3 or 4 or even 5 different oils to help support that element. That does not mean you have to have every single one of those oils to help support. It just means those are all the oils that will help with that issue. And then it also shows the application process, which anybody who is new to the oils and on all the different applications, one of the great things about these cards is on the back of the card, on the top, it'll actually show you, internal, which not everybody does internal, and not everybody is comfortable with doing the internal. Myself, I actually do it because I'm comfortable on the product and I actually trust and love the company, so I actually do an internal, but that does not necessarily mean everybody has to do it that way. And then there's topical and also aromatic. Topical is where you just, just rub it on your skin, kind of like massaging. And whenever you do it that way, it actually absorbs within your bloodstream in 30 seconds. So that's what makes that one so amazing on kids, because sometimes my child will only sit there for 30 seconds. So that's why I do actually love the topical method, because it is 30 seconds and then they're gone again. So there is that way. And then, of course, aromatic, you can actually use it with a diffuser, where you can actually get different diffusers out of about 2 or 3 drops of the essential oils in the diffuser, and it'll disperse the oils into the air, and then that way you can get the support that way. It works really good during cold and flu season, and it just works for us year round. I love the diffusing method as well. I'm not really picky on any method. I love them all. So these little cards are handy, and then that way you can also just keep it in your purse, and that way whenever something is coming up, and you have the card right there in your purse, or your car, wherever you prefer to keep it, you have it right there available to you, and it makes it handy, and it is laminated, so it makes it easy, so you don't have to worry about it ripping. And it is front and back, so that's great. And as you can see on the card, we can look at congestion. It shows eucalyptus, peppermint, and then also the respiratory blend, which with doTERRA, the respiratory blend is actually one called Breathe, and it is 15 minutes. And this actually is really good respiratory blend. We love it during allergy season. It helps support my little one very, very well. But it does not, so for the cost, it shows that there's 4 different oils that we or that you can use to help support your body in that. But it does not necessarily mean you have to have all four. Eucalyptus works really good, and they actually use a form of eucalyptus in this and other things. And so that's one of the reasons I love eucalyptus, because I'll just rub it on my chest and my breath work and really congested, and even whenever I have a cough, and it just helps support my body so much. Just doing it that way. And of course, that one is non-ingestible. I do not ingest that one. But I love it because it actually helps me during allergy season and cedar season. So that little reference card is yours to keep. Now, some of you guys that may not have received the reference card, you guys also may have received a little sheet that shows it says family physician with doTERRA, and that one is front and back as well. The same thing applies on this sheet. It has a list of all the minor elements on the right, and then a list of all of the different oils that you can use to help support your body in that element. And then the paragraph at the top is pretty much to show that you can use an aromatic, doing one with the diffuser, topical, and then also internal. And it's just not on a little card. So if you do have this sheet and you would want one of these cards, just let me know, and I can get you set up with that. Because the cards are just really good and smaller and compact, so that's why I like them. And now I do give those out because a lot of the times whenever you are first starting out in the classes and even with the oils, you may not know exactly how to use them and which ways to apply them. And so I give those cards out so that way that can help you with your journey when you are starting out. Eventually you will want to get one of these, and it is actually the Modern Essentials book. It's kind of like my little oil reference that I use it for everything, and it has a lot of information in here. It addresses a lot of the minor elements, and it also addresses a lot of the major elements as well, like Parkinson's, diabetes, cancer, and stuff like that. So that's why I love this book. It is pretty much my go-to for everything. And it also talks about the different process on how the oils are made, how they are extracted, how they're extracted from the fruit and plants. It talks about the science makeup. It shows just different ways to apply them, different maps on your feet, and the reflexology points on your body. And this book shows that. And so that is what is really good about them. Is it shows you different places that you can apply them, and not just always having to do them, just in certain stress points, but also just different parts of your body, on your ear, on your hand, the bottom of your feet, even the top of your feet, all aligned to different parts of your body. And so that's what's so great about the book, is this book actually shows you those different places so you can apply some of the oils on those spots, and it will help support your body with the elements that you're trying to address. So that's why I love that book, because it teaches a lot of that. And then it also breaks it down by the oils, and then also gives it breaks them up into individual oils. This is not any of the mixtures, and that pretty much what I say, like your lemon oil, your orange oil, and peppermint, lime, things like that. And it is just different oils, and it also breaks it up into the oil blend, which a lot of the times, with the respiratory blend. Is different oils combined in the bottle that actually helps support your body that way. So it actually breaks it down into different blends as well, so you can see the different blends and what oils are in them, as well as they help to support your body. And then it will also break it up into different health symptoms. So that is what is so great about that. So I give out the sheet until people get their own Modern Essentials book, just because it is the all-out go-to book. You can actually get that on aromatools.com. They do provide those books there, and they're normally $27.98. Sometimes they do have sales on them and things like that, so it's a really good book. And then there's also this little book. It is also a little go-to. It addresses little oils and tells you different things as well. And I got this one from everythingessentials.me. Same thing. And this one I use to keep in my purse because I do get questioned a lot about a lot of major elements as well. And this one actually has some major ones, and and minor. So I like this one, and it's just handy for your purse. And so there's just another one I wanted to show you real fast. And you guys don't have to get that one. And I got that until I found the Modern Essentials actually. So that's the first thing in the handout that I wanted to go over. The second sheet that is in your handout is a little sheet that looks kind of like this, and it does with different oils: lavender, melaleuca, digestion, lemon, breeze, oregano, beet oil, and peppermint. And this sheet, I love this sheet because when you are first starting out on oils, and you're changing from using synthetic medication and going over to the oils, sometimes it may be hard for you to know which oils can actually go with what replace with medication. And so that's why I like that. I actually like to have a copy in my medicine cabinet, so that way I can hang it up, and that way whenever anybody new comes over who's not used to the oils, or anybody comes over and babysits and hangs out with the kids, they have that in case an issue comes up. So I like for them to be able to use that and be able to reference back to that. So that's also a copy for you guys to see. But as you can see, just on a few of them, and I'll go over more of it in detail in a moment. But as you can see, you can actually substitute some of these oils for different synthetic medication. And they are great for multi-purpose things. One that we go through and that we absolutely adore is peppermint. I use it when the kids get hot, and whenever they have a fever, when I have a headache, when I have a tummy ache. I use it for pretty much everything we go through. We go through a lot of peppermint. And as you can see, actually, the peppermint can actually work, instead of the Pepto-Bismol, Tums, Imodium AD. It does help boost energy. So I like to do that whenever I'm about to just fall asleep from pure exhaustion. I like to do peppermint behind my ears. And then also no-dos, which those, some people I've witnessed people getting addicted to no-dos and actually living off of those. And so, that you can actually use the peppermint in place of the no-dos, Tylenol, cold, Sudafed, Zyrtec, and Claritin. And those are just to name a few things that people use peppermint for. So that copy is yours as well. And now, the class that I'm going to be teaching on today is going to be the Natural Solutions class. So you would have gotten a packet that is about 4 pages long. And what I like to tell people to start out doing, and hopefully you guys have already done it before, and we've gone over everything. On the second page of the Natural Solutions handout, it pretty much asks you your questions. What are your top health concerns? How long have you been dealing with this issue, and what is it costing you? So if you would like, if you haven't done this, you can go ahead and just go ahead and add that on there. Work through it as I am talking over things, so that way you know why you're wanting to help these issues. And everybody's reasoning why they're looking for alternative health care is different. It's going to vary, for individual and for family. We got onto this journey completely different than, my sister-in-law and cousins. We've all started this journey separately for different reasons. So, if you've not filled that out, I really suggest that people do, because it is helpful and it is amazing just knowing why you want to do this. And so, but I also would like for you guys to look in the packet on pretty much it's the 4th page. You'll see a list of the price sheet, the product price sheet. And this is just in the brochure because it helps people whenever they're going through classes. I like to point it out to people primarily for just 2 different reasons. The first reason is that way, as I am talking about different oils, you're gonna be interested in them, and you're gonna want to know more about them. So what you can do is, as I am talking about them, you can use this pretty much go through and see the different oils, and you can have that available to you. And as you can see, that there are 2 different prices. One is the retail amount, and then the one in the bold is the wholesale amount. And the wholesale amount is 25% cheaper than the retail. And that's another reason I like to show this to people, is because if you get a wholesale account, it's only $35, and you end up saving 25%. And the wholesale account, it works kind of like Oh, there we go. Sorry, computer issues. But it kind of works like a Costco account. You pay the $35 and it is for a year. You get that 25% discount on the product, which is great because whenever you're going through the journey, that saving that 25% helps. Just, just that way you can save. Um, so that is one of the reasons that I do like to show that is so that way you guys can see that and be aware of that wholesale membership and save that 25%. And so that's why I like to pinpoint that out so you can see that 25% savings. The second reason is because, as I'm talking, you're going to want to see something and you're going to want to use it as a wish list. And whenever I go to classes or go to any kind of events and I see something I want, I can't stand it whenever I am interested and then I only only to find out the price later. So this way, as I'm talking, you'll be able to go through and see the prices of products that I'm talking about that you're wanting. And you can keep in mind, that you can get that wholesale pricing, the one in the bold, you can get that 25% savings by getting that wholesale account. So, just use this as a wish list as I'm talking about different oils. Go through and mark through the ones that you like and the ones that you would want. And then what we can do is we can even schedule times for me to call you. We can do a one-on-one and even find a kit that has everything that you want in it and save you a ton of money that way. And so that's why I like to include that. And then, as you can see on the very next page, it shows some of the doTERRA kits of some of the products. One of my favorite ones is the Family Physician, especially when you're starting out because it has a lot of information or a lot of oils in there that you use for everyday things and that you use on your children. And so that's one of my favorite ones because it does have a lot of oils that address a lot of different issues. But that the next two pages will show the different kits. So you can also be looking at the kits as I am talking to you guys about different issues with with ways to help your health and support your health. And so what I would like to go ahead and just share with you guys is pretty much how I got started. I had pretty much starting in 2006. I started getting sick pretty much every time I would eat, no matter what it was. And if I would eat a salad, if I would eat a bowl of cereal, pretty much anything that I ate would make me sick. My intestines would swell, and I would end up either, if I did not go to the ER because I didn't want to have to go to the ER at that time, or if I went, or if I go to the ER and I'd spend about pretty much 2 or 3 visits a month going to the ER addressing the issues with my intestine swelling. The other times that I would get sick, I would actually just, to relieve myself, I would sit in a bathtub full of pretty much scalding hot water for about 2 or 3 hours at a time to help relieve the pain of the swelling. I did have many different procedures done and different tests done so that way they could try and figure out exactly what it was. They could test me for celiac disease and Crohn's disease and a lot of different things. And they just pretty much found out that my intestines was swelled, just, due to certain foods and reactions that I would have to food. So my intestines would swell, and there wasn't any way to stop it or to prevent it. And then the only way to help heal with the pain is I would have to take a GI cocktail. The GI cocktail that mainly consisted of lidocaine, Maalox, and then sometimes just another medication that they put in there. Sometimes it'd be another pain medicine, or sometimes it'd be another one to address the stomach issue, just depending on which pharmacy and which pharmacist was filling the cocktail at the time as to what exactly was in that cocktail. And then once I would take it, it would pretty much numb my mouth and it would in my tongue and go down to my throat, and then it would numb my inside. So I would have no feeling in my stomach and no feeling at all, actually. And I would fall in and out of consciousness. And a lot of the times people would have to either help escort me out of the hospital Or if I would be at the house and I would take it, they would have to stay at the house and help to, and take to the children and the kids while I pretty much slept because of this medication that or this cocktail that I was consuming. Um, so that that had happened for quite a few years. And then my one of my sister-in-laws, she was talking one time over the holidays about them, helping use the brie for her daughter. And her daughter has real bad asthma, and so they were using the brie to help support her battle with asthma. And she was telling us the great benefits and the great ways that it was helping her. Um, and then I, just, watched her also talk with some of the other, some of the other cousins about different oils that could help them with, their thyroid. And so I just asked her if she had anything for my stomach, just because I was tired of the battle and it had just got exhausting and just having to deal with that pretty much every day. And then losing, having issues at work and having to have a doctor's note every year because the notes would expire and everything. Just pretty much saying that I had to go to the bathroom after I ate because I would be physically sick. And so I asked her if she had anything, and she recommended that I try one. It's pretty much for it's the digestive cleanse, which is actually the digestion. And so I, went upstairs and I just did 3 drops, and I left 3 drops on my abdomen. And just, it honestly, by the time I got downstairs, my stomach wasn't hurting. And that was the first time I did not have to take that GI cocktail. And it was amazing. I actually got to spend the rest of the time with the family at the holiday table and just enjoying everybody's company, all because of this little bottle of oil. And so I even asked her, I was like, okay, well, this helps, and asked her if she had anything, she knew, what ways I could help support my glaucoma because I also have been diagnosed with glaucoma. And she told me, I could use the fennel oil and even cypress. And so I, use those 2 oils, I use those daily to help me with my glaucoma. And so after that is when I pretty much started just using the essential oils, and I did a lot of research on them, and trying to find ways to help our family naturally, without so much processed and synthetic medication. Just because I don't like having this all those chemicals in my body. And now I've actually not had any issues with my stomach since I started on this, and it's been about 2 years. So that's why I enjoy sharing this story and enjoy sharing these oils with people, because if it can help me who had been pretty much living in the ER and living in the hospital with stomach issues, then I really feel that it can help support other people's bodies. And so that's why I enjoy sharing them. And I use them for everyday things. I'm allergic to cedar. We have a lovely cedar tree in our backyard. And so, whenever that blooms, I'm telling you, my allergies are driving me crazy. I used to lose my voice, and I would not be able to, talk on the phone at work because I would lose my voice from real bad allergy and sinus infections. But since we've been doing the oils, I pretty much only had about 1 day of issues whenever my allergies attack. And I just, I start on my allergy regimen that day, and I just keep supporting my health, drinking plenty of water, and doing the oils and the regimen. And so I don't have any issues, and that's why I enjoy them. Because you can actually just mix, the lemon, which is kind of smells so good, and you got your lavender, and then your peppermint, and those three, those 3 oils just help in so many different ways to just even address allergies. And I found 101 different uses for these 3 oils, together and even individually. So that's why I like them, because they actually do help support my sinuses and my allergy infections, get along and, help me detox. Whenever I know I've not been eating well and I need to detox, I just use the lemon. And it helps tremendously just having that. And so that's the main reason why I wanted to share that with you guys, just to start off with. And so the next thing that I'd like to talk to you guys about And hopefully you guys have had time to answer your questions as to, on the pages too. What are your health concerns? And I've done this myself, which, I did tell you guys my story. My health concerns were, it's always been my stomach, my glaucoma, and then, we do have a history of diabetes in our family. We do have issues with weight issues in our family. And I don't want my kids to end up having to take care of their mother because, she's sick or end up with diabetes. So I do have those issues. I also battle with stress and anxiety. And that's another reason we help with the oils because I'm not having to take as many allergies, or not allergies, but any medication for my anxiety and for my depression, which I'm thankful for because that makes it so I'm not drowsy and I get to spend time with my kids and enjoy them. So that's my story, and that's why I started. And everybody's is going to be different. Somebody may even just want a natural way to help with their allergies, and I support that as well because just any form of help is great. And I know a lot of people, are even thinking, okay, well, these the oils, they're just a fad, and that they're going to be going away. But one of the things I enjoy letting people know about these oils, and you can actually, on your natural solution handout, you can actually see is that the essential oils have actually been around for a very, very long time. And they actually were around before Jesus was even born. And the Egyptians used them in about 3,500 BC. They used the plant extract, for just different reasons, for health, cosmetic, and even for religious purposes. So that, that there's, history and documentation of them using them. There's also, in 0 BC, you can actually, that's one of the oils that, or one of the herbs that was given to Jesus was frankincense. And that one it is amazing oil. And it helps with so many different issues. We use it, I primarily use it to help, I use it for skincare, but it doesn't also have to be used just for skincare. It also really helps people address issues with, with anxiety and cancer and allergies, and it has a lot of health benefits and support. And frankincense and myrrh, they were both given to the Christ child whenever he was born. And so that's one of the things, one of the things I like to for people to know is that they're not a fad. They're not going to go away. They've been here for thousands and thousands of years, and that it's the modern medication, and that actually did not even approach until about around 1916. That's whenever they started actually making different vaccines, and pretty much for like smallpox and polio. That's whenever those vaccines had first been addressed, and that's when synthetic medication started arising and coming out was in 1960. Before then, people had used essential oils and herbs to help support their natural health and their healing health. And so that's one of the things I like about it. In 1943, it was used on different soldiers and, for wound care during wars. And that's one of the things I enjoy hearing is that this stuff has been around forever and it's not modified and, it's not synthetic. It is actually from things that are grown and beautiful. And that's one of the things I like about them. And in 2015, which is this year is whenever, the certified pure therapeutic grade oils, they empower 1.5 million households plus and growing. And there's still research going to show the support of the essential oils in different holistic care. And so, I mean, they are a natural form of health. And what's so great is that the essential oils actually help with whatever the root cause is, and they help treat the symptoms. And so nature produces these oils and these herbs, and actually, nature produces the oils, and then we extract them. We extract the oils from plants and fruits, and we use those oils to help meet our body's needs. and it helps support the body to heal itself naturally without the synthetic medication. And on the page, on that handout that I gave you, you'll see a picture of the peppermint. That is actually, it's a magnified, but that's the peppermint leaf. And right beside it, you'll see it looks like a ball. But that magnified is actually the peppermint leaf oil stat. And that is what is extracted from the peppermint. And the peppermint is one that is really great. And it's one that I've actually provided in a lot of the samples that I give to you guys because I like for you guys to actually get to witness it. You can actually, take a few drops in your hand. We'll just do two. And always whenever you're messing with essential oils and whenever you're using them, always put the oil in the middle of your hand instead of on the tip, because later you're going to be messing with your eyes or touching your face or putting your hands, doing something, or you're even going to be touching your little one. And so whenever you're using the oils and you have it on the tips of your hands, it's also going to be going to those areas. And so if somebody has sensitive skin, it can cause burning sensations, for children. That's why we always put it with the kids. But if you just put it in the middle of your hand like I have done and rub your hands together like that. And then get your hands in this cup. And then you can just inhale them that way. That is one of the aromatic ways that people like to use the essential oil, and it kind of helps, it'll clear your airway right here. And so that way if you're suffering with allergies or asthma, or not really asthma, but if you're suffering with asthma, with allergies or sinuses, it'll help open that up. And then you'll see that you do have some left on your hands. My hands are still a little shiny. So you can actually just rub it on the back of your neck. And then that way you can actually, you'll start feeling the cooling. Peppermint is a cooling oil, so that's what I actually use in the summer. I'll mix the peppermint with some water and put it in a glass spray bottle, and I make a cooling spray for the kids. And that way, whenever they are outside and they are overheated, I can spray it a little on them, and it can help cool them down. That and helping them, and then drinking plenty of water, that helps them so much to get cool, and then they love the smell. And I've even heard some people say that it reminds them of going to a spa. So it is, it is uplifting, and I love the peppermint. It's a great oil, and so if you guys will be able to feel the cooling sensation. Just using it on the back of your neck, and it will be there for a while. And it's what's so great about the doTERRA oils, is that they are, they are pure therapeutic certified grade oil. And what that means is that before there was no standard on oils, there was no rating on the potency and the effectiveness of the oils. So doTERRA, they set the standard on the oils themselves, and there is no fillers. There's nothing added to the oils, and so they are really potent. And on the peppermint, just like with the doTERRA, one drop of the peppermint oil equals to 28 cups of peppermint tea, and that's how potent they are, and that's why you don't need as much with it. I know sometimes people have a sore throat or, congested. That's one of the things that people like to say is, you can drink a cup of that peppermint tea, and so instead of having to have 28 cups of peppermint tea, you can actually use one drop, and that can actually have a lot of health benefits to doing that. And so that's one of the things I do like about doTERRA. And you can use the peppermint to stay cool, stay alert. It can actually help relieve any kind of tension you have. It opens your airways, and it also helps to soothe digestion. And so that's with the peppermint, it can be used for multiple different things. I know there's times whenever people, you get a stomach ache and you go to the store and you get a bottle of Pepto-Bismol, and you take the bottle of the Pepto-Bismol and you take your serving. You're done pretty much with the peppermint. You stick it in your medicine cabinet. It's very rare that somebody actually will use a whole bottle of the Pepto-Bismol. And then later on you get a headache, and you can't get the Pepto-Bismol and just rub it on your head, because that's definitely not going to take care of a headache, and it can kind of make you a little sticky. But what you can do is, if you have the peppermint oil, you can actually use that to help with any of the, digestive issues that you have. If you have a stomach ache, you can rub the peppermint oil on there. And then later, if you get a headache, you can actually just rub it on your temples, and that can actually help address your headache. And so that's one of the great things about the essential oils is one oil can help address so many different issues. Uh, and so that's why I enjoy them, because you don't have to have a cabinet full of different products and different things. You actually can just have, just your oils. There's no expiration date, so you could keep using them all the way until you're drained. And that's what I like about them is that they don't expire, and they are natural, and they're multi-purpose. Um, they are natural, and the essential oils, they are natural aromatic compounds found in different seeds, flowers, bark, the rind of like oranges and lemons and grapefruit, and in leaves of plants, and they're extracted and distilled for health benefits. And so that's why I love that they are natural and they're effective. They work with the body to address issues and the root causes, and they contain hundreds of different compounds which provide complex and versatile ability to combat threats without building up any kind of resistance. And I know sometimes with antibiotics, especially with my daughter, she would have a lot of ear infections. And so after a while, they ended up having to change the antibiotics because her body got immune to those antibiotics and they did not help. So they had to change the antibiotics because it didn't do it. So she'd end up having to take two different kinds of antibiotics, which none of them actually would even penetrate any kind of cell membrane so she would have to even get rid of any infections that she have or any viruses. And she would start building up immunities to all these different antibiotics. Plus, they can cause yeast infections, which we had to battle with on a pretty much on somebody under the age of 5. And so that's one of the things that I love about the essential oils is they actually can penetrate a cell membrane. And so that way, and that's great because that can actually help your body support issues because it can penetrate the cell membrane. And so if you do have a viral infection, you can take the oils, it'll penetrate the cell membrane and it can actually help support your body to fight off the bad bacteria while helping support or help boost the good bacteria. And so you're not ending up with the yeast infection that you're going to have to treat with more medication. And so that's one of the things I love about the oils is they give your body such a great natural support in different ways to help your body heal naturally. And it's not, and there's no side effects. And I have found different side effects. Some things can have as many as 70 different side effects. And so that can be scary, and especially as a parent, when between the side effects and different recalls, it, it's scary not knowing what you're giving to your child. And that's what's so great about the oil, because you know exactly what it is, because each bottle, is with doTERRA tested. It goes through 4 different tests. And so that's how you're getting a good product, is because it's going through 4 different things to test the purity of this product. And no other company does all of those tests. And that is what is so great, is because they love their customers and their users so much that they test those. Each batch is tested that way. And that's great because I have not heard of any company that does that. So that's one of the main reasons why I even use them internally, is because if you can if they care that much to test something that much to the people that are using, it just shows that they actually love what they do. And so that's why I love doTERRA. And then, one of the things, they are safe. They did set a new standard for purity with this certified pure therapeutic grade in response to unregulated essential oil standards that limit usage and benefits. So some places actually do, some oil companies, and it's the very bottom segment, some oil companies I have seen actually do put a limit on how much oil you're allowed to use and how much they would like for you to use. And they just say, you can only use 7 drops and do not ingest. Well, it's because, it is with a lot of some, a lot of other companies, there are fillers and different things added to the bottle. So if you have a bottle of lemon, it's not pure lemon. It's probably maybe it's about 5% lemon and maybe 95% fillers and other things. And so that's why they do not want you to ingest them because it's not pure. And that's one of the things that doTERRA set the standard on is that they did set the standard for purity with their oils. And that's one of the things I appreciate because we're using these for our families and for our children. And you can even use them on your pets because they set that standard so high to let people know that this is the level that should be for oils. And so that's what I love about them. And the plants, they're actually harvested in their natural environment. They're not harvested elsewhere, and they're beyond organic. They're verified pure. They're free from any kind of filler. There's no pesticides in them, and there's no foreign contaminants. And so what you get in your bottle is actually what you get, and they are harvested in their natural environment for that particular item. So there are different things, different plants and different oils that come from different countries because that is their natural environment, and we wouldn't want you guys to use something that is actually from an environment that is manufactured or even not the natural environment, because even the soil can affect what goes into these oils and what we get and what we use in our bodies. And so that's one of the things I love about doTERRA is because they do not change where things are harvested or where they're getting their products because they want it in the pure natural state. And that's what's so great about them. And now with oils, there are 4 different kinds of oils. You have the synthetic oils, which a lot of the time is like your perfume, your air freshener, sometimes your carpet cleaning. And a lot of the times I've seen with the synthetic, a lot of times I've spoke to people and they told me, well, I'm allergic to lavender, and it turns out that they're actually just allergic to the synthetic lavender that is used, and it's just pretty much stripped down from all the oils and allergens are added, and that's what makes people have those allergens to the lavender. Then there's also the food oil, or that can be used for like the cooking extract like vanilla, and it's used in gums and it's used in different kinds of dressings. And then you also have your therapeutic, which is unregulated, which is the unregulated standard, which leads to the misleading label content, compromised quality, and even can cause bad health benefits from using, certain therapeutic ones, that are not regulated. And there are some companies that are not regulated. They do not do a lot of tests, and that they do claim that they are pure, but they do not have that marketing, and they tell you, do not ingest them, and that's the reasoning why. And then there's the certified pure therapeutic grade, which is, which that is what doTERRA is. doTERRA has a great smell. Their flavor is amazing in their oils, and I could, the lemon I love it. I carry it with me, use it in restaurants to make me my own lemon water and make lemonade out of it. They have really good benefits and really good flavor, and you can even use some of them for cooking. When I make my own homemade spaghetti sauce, I actually, instead of using fresh oregano or basil, I will actually use the oregano essential oil and the basil doTERRA oil, and so they're great for cooking as well. And then they are great for any of the aromatherapy or even massage techniques. They have different ones for pain and different ones to even help with stress and anxiety. One of the ones that I really love is the Serenity blend. This is one that I use for my stress and my anxiety. It's the calming blend, and it is absolutely amazing. And I'll get tension pain here, and I'll actually rub the Serenity on that area. It helps just with a calming effect, but it also helps with the massage. And so that's why I love that one. That's my baby right there. And then they are great to help support natural health. Again, just because they help. Once you know what the symptom is and what issues you're having, you can use the oils to help your body. That they can help support your body to heal itself naturally. And that's the primary goal is to for everybody to be healthy, and they can even help in so many different ways of even smoking addiction and detoxing and cleansing and just different health issues. And so you know if you went through the packet, you wrote down your top three health concerns, and if you would like, you can even email them to me. And it's Samantha period Bagwell 83 at gmail.com, and you can email all that to me, and we can even set up a one-on-one so we can find ways to help you with those health concerns. Have one-on-one coaching sessions, and even discuss just different ways that we can help naturally help support your body. And you can find, and then also like, the being prepared. What would you like to be more prepared for? And for me, I would like to be prepared whenever my children get sick. And that way, it's less days that you have to worry about them being out of school and taking off of work, to be home teaming with your children. I know that a lot of people would rather save up their time off, go on vacations instead of, having to, take off all the time, to deal with your child sick. And so that's one of the things that you can get prepared for. And so, you can use different things. You can get the lavender, and that can actually help soothe your children. And then you can get the purify to help disinfect. And I use the oils to actually make my own homemade cleaning products. And it's just honestly what I use. I use the Purify, the On Guard, the Wild Orange, and water. And it's just those three products that I actually spray on my counters and, sanitize the house. I clean my stove with it, and it just gets sparked up. And so those are things I like to prepare for, is also just to have a clean house that has no chemicals in it that I have to worry about my children and, even ingesting them aromatically, because sometimes too much of that can also cause respiratory issues. Too much cleaning, aerosol cleaning sprays can cause respiratory issues. And so since I make my own cleaning products with the oils, I don't have to worry about that. So that's another way I like to be prepared. And then, and just I like to prepare, for stressful situations. Just with having two kids, one is a crazy fun boy who's in sports. So I just like to prepare for anything that could possibly happen. He could, sprain an ankle or scratch a knee, and I like to have stuff here to address those issues. Um, and then also you want to find ways, ways to prevent health concerns. Of course, the first way is always, you always have to look at your lifestyle. You have to eat right. You have to exercise. And those are things that I'd love, to work on. And then you also have to make sure that you are resting and that you manage your stress. Sometimes stress can be overwhelming, and you don't know where to turn. And there are ways, and things that can help. The things that I love to use for stress, which I did show, is I like to use serenity and balance, and then even frankincense. Those three things are the three that I go by to help me manage stress and anxiety, because sometimes things can get overwhelming, and it's just life. And you have to find ways to help and to prevent that. And so that's what I like to use, is I like to have those things handy and use them to help me try and prevent stress or stressful situations. And then also reducing any toxic lead that is in your body. Or not lead, sorry, toxic load. There are some things that that have toxins in them that you do not know about. And so that's one of the things I like to show people, because even some of the medication or even some things that you're taking, vitamins that you may not know have different toxins in them that you're not aware of. And so that's why I like to even do individual coaching to help people remove any of the toxins that they have, which is also really good with a cleanse and restore. And that's what's so great about the lemon is that the lemon addresses and helps remove toxins from your body. And it's an amazing product. Or not even product, but it's an amazing thing to have to my family. Um, and then also just those are the main ones. Um, and then what you can do, the foundation of health is great nutrition. Eating right, and then also taking, vitamins and supplements is really good to help your body. And so, doTERRA, they actually do have a lifelong vitality, which actually addresses energy, focus, release, and well-being. And so that is a great supplement that people can have. And then there's the Alpha CSR, which is the antioxidant. It helps cellular energy and longevity. The XEO Omega, which is the omega, and it has the omega 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids plus 9 essential oils. So that is just a great product. And then the Microplex VMG, which is the whole food multivitamin and mineral. And that product is a great supplement, and we've actually um, I've actually helped somebody go from using about 12 different supplements down to this pack, just by showing her what ingredients was in the supplements that she was taking versus all the ones that are in these, plus all the added support that she'll get using the other items that are in this pack. So this is one really great way to help your body. And then plus it's just a pack that's already done for you, and all you have to do is just you can get it and take it every day. And so that's one of the things I love about them. And those are just different ways to help prevent is just even doing the lifelong vitality pack every month. And the oils, just always keep in mind, the oils, they actually work most effectively with your body in conjunction with good nutrition and hydration. If you're not hydrated and you're not eating properly or taking care of yourself properly, then you're pretty much just taking oil. And, they have to work with your body to help your body support, and so it's actually working with you. And they don't, they're not there to heal. They actually help support your body to help your body work to heal itself. And you also have to create an environment where the wellness can thrive. Listen to what your body tells you. Your body is going to tell you things. Do you need to have more water? Do you need more nutrients? Do you need to exercise? Or do you need to have less sugar, less processed and refined food, or less stress? Listen to what your body is telling you, because your body knows what it needs. And if you listen to your body, you can help address what it needs and help yourself heal naturally. And that's one of the great things that that I love that doTERRA wants to say, to teach people. And just, again, how can you use doTERRA to restore, prepare, and prevent? Well, you can use it aromatically, and you can breathe it in, or even use a diffuser, and you can use that to help clean the air. It helps open the airways, and even to help affect your mood. You can use the On Guard, which is really, really a great oil. It's the protective blend, so you can actually use the On Guard to help as an immunity booster, to help as a hand and even air cleaner, and then also to help with a sore throat and even sore tooth support. So it's actually really good for oral support as well. There's a toothpaste which I adore. That's the only toothpaste I use now. It's On Guard toothpaste, and it actually helps with oral health while getting the the On Guard oil in. You can actually use the breeze and have that one there, to help with breathing and any kind of sinuses. It also helps with seasonal support and also helps, assisting with asthmatic support. And then also the Serenity. It works really good for any kind of anxiousness, stress, and calming. And then it also helps with relaxation and even sleep support. And I also, I use it before I go to bed every night, and that way I know that I just have a great night's sleep because it is just a calming oil and helps me sleep. And let's see, topical. You can apply to the bottoms of the feet or to any of the affected areas, and it gives support, to help give support to the direct relief, and then also support specific needs. There's a deep blue, which is really good for any kind of pain. It helps with, help address arthritic pain. And it comes in actually a lotion, an oil, or even a ball, a roll-on ball, so that way you can keep that in your purse. And the deep blue, it actually helps with any kind of tension relief, sore muscle and joint aid, and then also to help with any kind of pre or post workout support. So sometimes if you push yourself too hard doing that workout, you can just use that, and it's amazing. And then you also got your frankincense, which actually can help with the DNA support. It helps with any kind of healthy and inflammatory response. It is a mood balancer, so it also can help with any kind of stress and any issues that you have mood-wise. And then also it's just pretty much an all-purpose support. It is one of the top oils, and I recommend every household have it just because it can address so many different issues. And to me, I mean, that's why I've always given it is one of the things given to babies and stuff, is because it addresses so many different things. And I mean, our household, we use it daily. It is something we use daily. And then also the Aroma Touch, which is a massage maximizer, and then also helps with muscle tension and aiding in muscle tension aid. And then of course, for those of you who do this route as well, I personally use the internal route. But you can add a drop in in the water under the tongue, or even in a veggie cap, and it can help support mouth and throat and digestive, and then the overall health that way. And then there's the digestion, which I did address with you guys, help with my stomach. And then it also helps with nausea relief, support, and intestinal aid. And then you have your lemon, which is a cleansing detox aid, and it helps with any of the kidney, lymph nodes, bladder, and liver support. And it's just, to me, it's just a great overall detox. Anytime I feel, even like if I feel like I'm getting UTI or anything like that, I use the lemon. And to me, it's a great way to help support my body. And then also there is the Slim and Sassy, which actually helps with weight management. It is an appetite and craving reducer, so it can actually help you curb your appetite naturally, and then it also helps with blood sugar support. So those are just different ways, different ways you can use them. And with the oils, what's so great is you only need a few drops are needed with each application. So if you use smaller amounts more frequently, that works for best results. And you can dilute with fractionated coconut oil for any kind of sensitive skin, and to keep oils out of your eyes and your ears. And you can also use it to help address any ongoing health challenges by using consistently. Use it in the morning, or in the night. And sometimes whenever you feel like allergy attacks, you can use them, that morning, lunch. Anytime you feel the need to use it, and if you just use a few drops, it actually the more you use it, it helps support better that way. And and so that's why I like to share that with you guys. And if you do have any questions, or if I did not address any of your concerns today, please just feel free just to get back with me. You can email me. My email again it is Samantha period Bagwell 83 at gmail.com. And just if even if you want to just shoot me an email, just tell me what some of your health concerns are, and see if there's a way we can help you naturally. I would love to be a part of your wellness and health journey. Um, and then I can even send you copies of this information, and we can even get you a wellness account. And because that's one of the things that I enjoy is actually getting to have access to this stuff at the comfort of my own house. I have my account. I order with it every month, and then one of the great things about it is it gets shipped directly to my house, so I don't have to go and go to the store and get my supplements or even get any medication that we need. And so in the packet that I gave you, it actually does have this wellness agreement. And so what you can do is you can choose which kit you would like. And even if you want to do the family physician kit, that one is one that I highly recommend just to start out with, because it actually does have most of these oils that I went over with you. And it does not have the serenity or the balance in there, but everything else that I discussed with you is in there. And that's what's so great about that one. So then you can actually choose, which one. And any of the kits that you choose, you will get a free wellness consult on. And that's what's so great is then, I can actually go and talk with you one on one. Or, if you want us to talk over the phone, we can do it that way. I can Skype, we can FaceTime, we can do whatever we can to help you meet these needs and address those concerns that you have, because that's ultimately, that is my goal, is to make sure that you guys get to feel healthy and get to live your life the best that you can naturally and being able to afford it. And that's one of the great things about the wellness account. If you spend $35, it's yours for a year. You get 25% off the retail price. And then if you order monthly, if you were to set your order for 100 points every month, which for $1 equals 1 point. So for every pretty much for mostly every $100 you spend, you earn points back. And that is what is so great about it is, for months 1 through 3, you get 10% back. So for, every $100 you spend, you'll get $10 back in product credit. And then it progresses every 3 months. So on your 13th month, you spend $100 and you'll get 30 of it back in product credit, which is great because then you can cash that in, and that's free oils. Plus, you also get the option of even earning, you can get a free product every month. If you do it for if you do $125 in oils every month, you can get a free product every month. And every month it changes. Sometimes it's a free bottle of lemon, it's a free bottle of digestion. And that's what's so great is, on top of getting getting a percent back to you, you also can earn a free bottle every month. And that's, to me, that's amazing. And then, later we can even talk if you just want to just use doTERRA, and even if you want to grow and share doTERRA with other people and even build with doTERRA, I can even go over that with you as well. But again, if you have any questions, please just email me. Or even if you want to respond to the video, I would love to hear what you have to say. And we can, talk one-on-one and see what we can do about helping you start your journey with doTERRA and with natural oils. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you guys again soon.